I will share something with all you, right? This what all you listening. Now, you have a system of thing that is going wrong, and it happens in every single thing. It happens in your love life, your marriage, your relationship. It happening in church. It happening in politics. It happening in all the systems that it have around. So here it goes, right? You see, everybody have their own school of thought. Everybody have their own system of thought. So Mary had problems in her relationship, and Mary come out of her relationship. Mary and Pamela is good friend. Mary sees some of the challenges Pamela have in her relationship, and Mary take her experience and come and share it with Pamela. Twist Pamela's mind. Pamela come and take what Mary say, come out of her relationship. Mary could function out of her relationship. Pamela cannot function outside of her relationship. Now that is a real dread thing. I'm going to show it in another way. John in the world have plenty sense, gifted, everything, Good gift. And I ain't talking about spirit thing, I'm talking about gifted. He could do this, he could do that, he could do the other. But he frustrated now. Pastor Paul come and encourage John to come in church. And when Pastor Paul encouraged John to come in church, John looking for a way to really cope with the thing. He come in church because he frustrated outside, When he come in church, he come into Pastor Paul arena. Pastor Paul could function in his arena, but Pastor Paul and feed John the reality of what happens in his arena. So John come out of his place where he was managing in his way and come into another man's arena. And that other man now minding his business because that's where he's comfortable. And now John had to, he frustrated and he fighting to get along because this whole Christian thing ain't really working for him. Let me give another example. A man deconstructing. He find that this Jesus thing and all the thing he find out, But he never really get into the thing on a different level. He get into thing on knowledge because that's what he have. So he used that knowledge and he come and he convince a few people that all this Jesus thing and this thing is a white man Bible and that they're making sense and that is lies and all them kind of thing. No, you was going to church. No, you was struggling with some stuff that you was really dealing with, but you was managing. You was managing, coming to your little self to understand little by little. This man come and dig a whole piece of dirt out of your life. Bring you out of church and say, right now you could survive because you don't need church. And how he surviving out of church, you can't survive out of church. You know why? Because you run out. You didn't ease yourself out. You allow yourself to be convinced and convicted, swayed by the conversation. It's the same thing happens in politics. Now, here what I'm saying, right? I'm saying that, all of us, we have something that we just want when we're young coming up. You have our vibes you want, something you want to be a part of. And then if that ain't working for you, somehow somebody influences come and get in your space and change the way you look at things. And sometimes you hurry to get into something that somebody telling you. That's why a lot of people just get into so much of business opportunities and they just lost their money because somebody always wants something done a particular way because they think, that could solve the problem, that could bring them happiness, that could bring them self-realization, self-actualization, that could bring them a peace. But you see, if you were trying to find that peace inside yourself, in none of them situations, all them situations I talk about, that woman will leave she husband, that fella that just run in the church, that person that just run out the church, that person that trying to be a politician to please the people that he have to please before he really please the people that he's supposed to serve. All of them go be frustrated people. You know why? You see, the peace you have to find is an inner peace. Some people inner peace is a war. Yeah, for some people to feel that they could survive, they have to prove to a lot of people that they are who they say they are. And sometimes to get people to believe who you are, you have to make a real war. It's a real war taking place. So family, brethren, Before you run into church, before you run into a relationship, run out of a relationship, before you deconstruct, before you run into politics and run and say, I supporting this one, I supporting that one, and then boom, when that person crash, then you didn't know they was selling drugs all the time. You didn't know they was thieving money. You didn't know there was you understand? It's a lot of things you doesn't know, but you're supporting them. You're supporting them because you say you want this and you want that. But what about the morality standing? So you put a dog to guard a whole thing of chicken and egg. And then the egg and them start to disappear one by one. And that's the end of the story. Take the knowledge or pass it by.